Algorithms and Programming Assessment. In this lesson, you'll be completing a two-part assessment which will be testing your knowledge and skills that you have learned in all of the topics covered in the subject Algorithms and Programming. In this lesson, you are going to activate your school Google account and join a classroom. You're going to find and complete your assessment on Google Classroom. You're going to complete your Microbit Assessment task and add your Microbit Assessment task link to Google Classroom. We're now going to look at activating your school Google account and joining a class on Google Classroom. Now, the first step will be on ClassCharts to find the link that starts at classroom.google.com. You need to click on that link as the first thing that you do. Now, you'll be prompted to log into Google. Some of you may find this is filled in for you if you have already activated your account. But for those that haven't, it will be your normal school login followed by @hodgehillcollege.co.uk and then your normal school password, both of which I have now shown below. You will find both of these, school username and password, on your school password, but you will also find that it is shown, you will use your username for your MathsWatch login as well. Once you have clicked on this and logged in, you will then be able to join a class. Now, the link that you have been sent will automatically join you to the correct class, and you will find that class listed on the screen in front of you. I'm now going to show you this on a video. When you click on the link in ClassCharts, you will get the following screen come up in your browser window. You then need to type in the username or Google account sign-in that has been provided for you. To do this, you need your school login, which is your first initial followed by your surname. I'm using this as an example for you. And then your two numbers. For example, I'm going to use 99. So that's your username. Now you must follow this up with @hodgehillcollege.co.uk. Now that's your full email address for your Google account. So your school login followed by @hodgehillcollege.co.uk. Be careful of your spelling. Be careful that you type every bit of that in. Your username you will find on your school passport, or it's the same username you use for MathsWatch. Once you've typed that in, click Next. You will then get the following screen up. You now need to enter your password. This is your school password. So it'll be your date of birth, so your day, followed by the month, followed by the year, followed by your two letters, one capital, one lowercase, and then click Next. You will then get the following screen come up. You then need to click on Join Class. Because you were sent link to a specific class, you should now find your class listed in this section just here. Now there will be some instructions about how you do things, but I don't need to worry about those. All you need to be interested in is what you can see in front of you now. We're now going to look at how to find and complete your assessment on Google Classroom. So now you are logged in, you should be able to see on the stream the Algorithms and Programming Assessment. You need to click on this. You will then find a link to Google Forms. You then need to click on this link. This will then allow you to complete the first part of your assessment through Google Forms. When you've answered all the questions that you can, make sure that you submit your answers. This will automatically hand the work in on Google Classroom. You do not need to take a picture of your score because you will not be issued with a score until I have checked it. What you do need to do though is click Open Assignment, and this will take you back to Google Classroom. Once back in Google Classroom, take a screenshot of this page which shows your assignment handed in. So when you first log into Google Classroom, you will come across the following screen. This is your stream. This is the first page that will come up every time you enter your classroom. To find the first task for you to complete, which is your assessment, you need to go to the bottom onto your stream area here and look for your algorithms and programming assessment. When you click on that, you will get the option to have the assessment come up. By clicking on this, it will open up the assessment for you to complete. Once you have completed your assessment, like so, and once you have completed your assessment, at the bottom of the screen you will submit your answers. Now you will not be told which answers you have correct or not straight away, but that results will come later. Once you have completed your assessment, you must then click Open Assignment, and you will see in the top right hand corner that you have handed your work in. Okay, you need to take a picture of a screenshot of this screen and upload it to ClassChart to show that your assessment is complete. Your task now is to complete the Microbit Assessment task. Now you will need to complete this task on MakeCode. You must start at the developing task below for the task to complete. You will need to start a new project for this task. My suggestion would be to call it Assessment. So for developing, the first thing to do is to make a variable called guess. You assign the value 0 to guess and put it in on start. And then on button B press, you add 1 to the value of guess and display your guess. And on button A press, you subtract 1 from the value of guess and display your guess. Moving on to the secure level, you're going to make a variable called answer and assign a random number between 1 and 6 to it. I've given you a hint there that you might be able to use. And then on shaking, you're going to use selection to check if the value of guess is equal to the value of answer using a comparison. You then must display a tick for if it is true and a cross for false. Finally, moving on to mastered level, you are going to use a while loop to display a confused face when the value of guess is less than 1 or greater than 6. And I've given you a hint there to show you how you might be able to do this. Once you have completed this, you'll be shown how to share the link to your work on the next slide. We're now going to look at how to add your Microbit Assessment task link to Google Classroom. So when you have finished your Microbit task on MakeCode, you need to show it to me without taking any screenshots. The way you do this is shown below and will be demonstrated in a video that follows after. So when you are in MakeCode, the first thing you need to do is to click on the share button at the top of the screen. You will then need to click on the Publish Project button, followed by clicking on Copy. It will then show you that you have copied the link. You then need to go back to Google Classroom. And in Google Classroom, the first thing you'll need to do is go to the Microbit Assessment task and click on the Add or Create button and select Link. You will then need to paste the link that you have copied. The next thing you do is you click Hand In, followed finally by a box showing that the work has been handed in. You will need to now take a screenshot of this page to show that your Microbit assessment task has been handed in, and upload it to ClassCharts. When you have finished your Microbit assessment task, you need to follow the following steps. Whilst in MakeCode, you must select the option to share. You'll find this on the top left of the screen. When you click on that, you will then be able to publish your project. You need to do this in order to create a version that I can see. Click on Publish Project. You will then be given a link. Now this link is important and you must copy this link. Now you will see it says that it's been copied, so you're ready now to go and take that and publish it. Once you have completed your Microbit programming task, you then need to upload your copy of your link. The way you do this is you go back to the first page by clicking on the class name. Obviously this will have your own class name displayed. This time you need to click on the Microbit assessment task as shown below. In here you will see there is a section for you to click on over here where you can add in a new file. If you click on the add, you will then be able to choose the option of a link. On clicking this, you need to paste in your link from your Microbit assessment. You then click Add Link. Now you should see the link come up on the top right hand corner, and it should be a link for a MakeCode project. The last thing you need to do is to click Hand In. Now it just reminds you what you're attaching, and you can see there we've attached a link for the assessment task. And the last thing you need to do is to click Hand In, and that will be your work handed in. You then need to take a screenshot of this page to show that your assessment task is completed and handed in. So to complete this lesson, you need to upload the following on ClassCharts. The first thing is a screenshot or picture showing the screen on Google Classroom where your algorithms and programming assessment is handed in. And secondly, a screenshot or picture showing the screen on Google Classroom where your Microbit assessment task is handed in. Both will need to be submitted in order to complete this assessment lesson.